Good morning everyone and welcome back to a new video. I'm currently backpacking Australia on a working holiday visa with my best friend Lauren. We started in Sydney, we spent a week in Sydney and now we are starting our first week in Melbourne. We took the Greyhound overnight bus 2 nights ago and it's a 12-hour journey, and if I'm honest I did not sleep that well. So luckily we are staying at Lauren's friend's boyfriend's house here in Melbourne and I had a lovely sleep last night in a bed, not a hostel. Oh, it was lovely. So after we got off the bus yesterday we arrived at 7 AM and we joined them and we had a little snack for breakfast and they picked us up. It was all lovely, and then we were like, okay, we're just gonna have a little nap before we start our first day in Melbourne, and we didn't set an alarm. We woke up at 1:45, so that's how much sleep we needed after the overnight bus. So now I'm a little bit worried about the ones in the future, but it's fine. This is our first proper day in Melbourne. They live just in the suburbs of Melbourne and we've got a car, but there's apparently loads of road work going on in Melbourne right now, so we're gonna get the public transport in and go and spend our first full day in actually Melbourne city. So we're gonna go explore. There's a couple of charity shops that Lauren's friend Molly wants to go and see. We're also going to try and find the graffiti art that Melbourne is kind of famous for. Melbourne is basically Australia's culture capital, so I'm excited to explore Melbourne. I think it will be interesting to compare it to Sydney because I did really like Sydney, but I feel like most people are either one or the other. So I'm excited to see what Melbourne has to offer. We have a good itinerary this week as well. It really helps that we've got friends here in Melbourne and we've got a car. So we will be doing the Great Ocean Road for one day and hopefully seeing the 12 Apostles, which I'm really excited for. We have come to ShangDong MaMa Mini for our dumplings. Those dumplings were incredible. I got the mackerel one because they have different articles on the wall about the restaurant basically in the press and things, and all of them mention the mackerel ones, so that's what I went for and it was incredible. You should definitely go. I had a lovely ice cream but I couldn't show you because my hands were full eating my ice cream. But now we've walked into the main CBD sort of area, just walking around. We're approaching Chinatown. We're gonna just take a look around, seeing things. There's a lovely Cotton On. Love Cotton On. If you take the tram in the CBD area in the centre, all trams within that area are free. We went to the Melbourne State Library, which was absolutely amazing as well. This really cool sort of building and everything looks into the middle and you can climb up the different levels and see it from above, and they've got books all along the balconies on each of the walls as well. Really cool architecture, especially the mix between the old and the new buildings here I find is really cool. And now we are just waiting for the tram, the free tram, and we're going to make our way to the laneways. There's loads of cool things in there, and then also the famous graffiti art in Melbourne. So here is the State Library, lovely architecture, and then just all these skyscrapers around. Also, at the start of this video, I was absolutely soaking. The heavens opened, my hair was wet, and now I need to take my jumper off because look at this blue sky. Apparently Melbourne has 4 seasons in one day, which is also something that they say about Glasgow and Scotland, which I think is quite funny. Tram is outside the free tram zone, so we've got our Mikey cards. Molly kindly gave me one of hers, and then you just tap on and top it up like an Oyster card and then tap on and tap off. We just explored Windsor, which was a really cool area. We had to look through some charity shops, but now it's hitting 6 PM. Every shop and thing is closing, but there was loads of cool bars and stuff as well, tacos and cocktails, different sort of themed cocktail bars. Really cool area. I think I'd like to come back, and lots of vintage and charity shops as well, obviously. Now we are just about to get the train towards the market. We were going to go there for dinner, but it's 6 now. I'm all getting pretty tired, so I think we're just going to have a look around there and then head back to the house.
Potato twists with cheese flavour. How is it?
It smells like that sort of fake cheese that you get in a Kraft mac and cheese. Oh my god. That is so good. It's absolute chaos in here. but I was getting really hungry. The sky is currently setting. It's a beautiful colour right now, and we have got the train back and we are going to be heading back to the house now. I'm absolutely pooped. I've done like 25,000 steps, but today has been so good. First impressions of Melbourne are great. I didn't know how I was going to be able to compare it to Sydney, because I thought I really liked Sydney, and I do. I like them both, but it helps that obviously we've got friends that know their way around here in Melbourne. I think that's kind of giving it a bit of the edge, and we're running out of time. Like, we're planning things for different days, and there's still stuff we want to do, but I'm running out of time to do it. So I'm really liking Melbourne so far. Everything is so clean, public transport is great. Obviously things are expensive, but it's just been so good. Today was obviously ended up being such good weather. It didn't start that way, but I'm absolutely pooped. We've fit in so much today as well. Like, I'm quite astonished at how much we managed to do. Really happy first impressions. Good morning everybody. It is our second day in Melbourne. We are exploring today the Mount Dandenong Nature Reserve National Park. As you can see behind me, it is stunning. We have just stopped for our first viewpoint looking for some public toilets. We've driven about 2 hours outside of Melbourne. This is our first stop for today, and we're ending today at Phillip Island to watch the penguins at sunset. I'm so excited. Today's going to be such a good day, and I'm also really glad that obviously Molly and Alex, I was going to call them Mally, have a car that they can drive us around, which is very kind of them. So it means that we can get to all these places around Melbourne that are so cool and gorgeous. I mean, the weather's not the best today. I think I'm going to have to put on a cagoule, but this view is incredible. We've spotted our first kookaburra. There she is, or he, or they. We've come to our lookout spot. It's a bit hazy, but on the horizon we can see Melbourne. We just had some lunch. We stopped at a little place called Olinda and had a lovely lunch there. Really recommend. It was so cute and quaint. Lauren said it reminds her of Forks and Twilight. But now we have parked across the road. We're heading into our first small walk in Alfred Nicholas Garden. Got my cagoule on. We're ready. I've been promised it's short. 700 meters loop apparently. But at least it's not raining. And there are some cool trees here. There are mountain ash. Possibly one of the tallest flowering trees in the world. Alex seems to believe it's the tallest, but I think there's some conflict there.
There's just gardens like this all through the Dandenong.
We've seen some pretty cool wildlife already. We saw a wedgie eagle and a kookaburra, my first kookaburra. We have made it onto Phillip Island. I had a little nap in the car, and now we made it to Nobby's, and we were going to do the exhibition Antarctica thing that they've got up in the centre, but we're a little bit short on time. The penguin thing happens at 7:15, so now we're just doing a little walk around the coast. It's beautiful here. We've already seen some of the holes that the penguins like hide in and things, and the coastline here is just gorgeous. So for our penguin tickets, we booked it online. We just booked it yesterday, so we booked it super last minute, and it cost $27.70 to come and see the penguins. But if you want to go inside the visitor centre to do the exhibition that we were going to do, but we didn't have enough time, that's like another $11-ish. My first wallaby sighting! They're massive! Oh my god, it's so cute! There's 3, there is 2 there, and 1 is down that way. We literally just stopped the car and we were like, wallabies! We have arrived for our penguin viewing. So the doors like open to come into the seats at 7:15, but apparently the penguins themselves don't come out of the sea until about 8:30, and there's no photos or videos after sunset, but the lights will stay on the first 50 minutes that the penguins will come in. So I'm hoping that I can get some footage, but even just waiting for the penguins, we've got quite a good seat. The view is incredible. Half of the land is like lit up on the left with like golden light. The sea is just a beautiful blue. It's a gorgeous view. We're having a good time. We've got some Coles cookies. Lauren looks fuming.
We have around 40,000 little penguins in our colony. It's the largest colony, obviously, in the world.
Good morning, everyone. It is now a couple of days later. We finished up with the penguins the other night. It was amazing. I absolutely recommend it. If you had the chance to go and see penguins at Phillip Island, they come out the sea and they're like all scared. They like come in and out a couple of times before running across the beach. So small, they're 30 centimeters. They're the smallest penguins in the world, and Phillip Island has the largest colony in the world. There's around 32,000 little penguins in Phillip Island, and you see probably thousands across the beach every night. It's amazing. It was so much cuter than I thought it would be, and I didn't get any footage, or I didn't even take any photos, because you're basically not allowed to, just in case a flash goes off. They've got really delicate eyes, and a flash could be really harmful for their eyes and basically make them not able to find their way back into the burrows and the sand dunes. So that is why there is no photos, and they're like patrolling the stands and making sure no one is standing up or taking any photos, which was really good in my opinion. And then yesterday we just had a little mooch in the city. It was a little bit of an admin day, sorting out like Sims, bank accounts, things, and we popped into Cotton On and I picked up these new sunnies and this halter neck top, which I really like. The sunnies were $30. The halter neck top was 2 for $30. Me and Lauren got one each.